Here's a question that was asked earlier in the day on 105.3 The Fan regarding the dilemma that they now have with George Pickens, who they acquired for a third-round pick plus a flip-flop of late rounders, $3.5 million salary this year, but his contract expires after this season, and they need to extend it at some point, ideally. Here's Jerry Jones on the possibility of doing that.
He is doing more than we could have, than we did expect, or that we could have expected. And what's really special is he's a real plus to have around the team. He's a real plus around his teammates. He's a great plus around those coaches. And those coaches really think highly of him. We'll weigh that. We knew full well that if things really went like we want them to go, that certainly we need to think about having some room available if we're going to pay a second receiver at that level.
I misspoke. He did address it on 105.3 The Fan. That was at the press conference yesterday, and he added that extra little bit at the end about having some extra room available. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of extra room available because he's going to want something that starts with a 3. I think that's why he's wearing number 3 in Dallas. It's going to start with a 3, or you're going to have to franchise tag him at $25 million. Now, that's less than 30, but the problem is with the franchise tag, you can't play the cap game and kick the can. You got to have $25 million in cap space available for George Pickens. So they're going to have to either extend him, they're going to have to tag him, they're going to have to let him walk away as a free agent, or tag and trade him. And I think tag and trade him is an option that should not be overlooked because, who's his agent? Chris, do you know who represents George Pickens?
No, I'm going to
take a wild guess.
David Mulugeta.
Yes.
Of course. Damn, I need to call him. He needs to be my agent. I need David Mulugeta. David Mulugeta, I'm sorry I said some of the things I said in the past. We've had some disagreements. Can you please represent me? I mean, geez, he's the man in the sport right now. Of course he's got George Pickens. And to your point, right, like 3, no, definitely 3. It's starting with a 3. They got to be worried it starts to get close to the 4 and the 40. I mean, he's a superstar. You're seeing in an offense here that knows how to feature a receiver a little bit, that he's next level in what he can do. I mean, he didn't have to do anything against the Jets, so that looks a little off with that 57. But the Jets, they'll spot you 20, and then they'll decide to start to play. So he didn't have to work in that one. But if they were in a shootout, trust me, he would have had 100 yards. He's phenomenal. And, yeah, he's going to be looking at it, and I think it's going to be the type of number. What's CeeDee getting right now, 34 a year?
34.
With where
34.
we are right now, he's going to want more than 34. He is, and he's worthy of that. So, yeah, they're in a tough spot here, and I can't imagine them being able to pay him. We'll see where that goes.
You may have to pick one or the other like they once did with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb.
Maybe.
You may have to pick one or the other. Who would you pick between one or the other?
Ooh, well, George Pickens' top-end skills excite me more than CeeDee Lamb. They do. George Pickens, listen, I like CeeDee Lamb. I don't like him maybe as much as everybody else does. But like George Pickens, like we saw last week, catching a slant, turning on the afterburners, and then splitting 2 safeties and getting through that to score a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb can't do that. That's George Pickens is special that way.
Like a guy from West Virginia to me.
Well, yeah, but I hear you. I know what you're saying. And also with that too, it's just like yeah, but the other part of it is they drafted CeeDee Lamb. They love CeeDee Lamb, the person. He is good. He's a leader, all of that. George Pickens, we know he's got a reputation with what he did in Pittsburgh. That reputation was also there at Georgia a little bit. And so all of that plays into the big picture of things too. We'll see where it goes. It's going to be interesting.
Well, I think part of the reputation in Pittsburgh is he was frustrated because they wouldn't get him the frickin' ball because he knew what he could do.
Yeah.
They never designed the offense for him.
No.
And I at one point was working on a take that the Steelers didn't want to set the stage for him to have high financial expectations. So they were being careful about how much they used him. which seems counterintuitive, but when you know you've got a great player and he is going to play well and you create an expectation in your fan base, you're going to keep him. It is going to be an expensive lift, but they're now paying DK Metcalf $35 million a year. So go figure. Maybe they've changed their thinking, but something was off in Pittsburgh. Something was clearly off. And whatever it was, for now, it's not a problem in Dallas, but it could be. And the bigger problem is they may have to choose between one guy or the other.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.